I know what you
Special operative on site and taking point.
I'm done with this.
What is going on, B-scribers? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today we have original content. So I know I upload a lot of like gameplay videos, and I know that my montages kind of count as like original content, but today I wanted to make a video pretty much just saying why Battlefront 1 is better than Battlefront 2. And I don't really know how long this video is going to end up because I do have like a ton of things written down here. So I pretty much split these into 5 different categories. Just basically what's good in Battlefront 1, what's bad in Battlefront 1, what's good and bad in Battlefront 2, and then the things that are bad in both. So we'll just get started because I do have a lot of things here. And I'll try to type these out as we go along so you guys can like pretty much watch and see it so you don't really forget. So starting with Battlefront 1. The good things that aren't in Battlefront 2, because it has a lot of good things, but the good things that it has over Battlefront 2. So, number 1, there are no map restrictions. Now, obviously, there is an out of bounds, but what I mean is it doesn't cut off a certain section of the map, meaning once you, say for, most of these are Walker Assault examples. So, pretty much you can, like, after a phase of Galactic Assault, it cuts off the first part of the map, which is so dumb. I don't understand why that's a thing. But after the first phase of Walker Assault, it doesn't cut off any of the map. You have 100% freedom on where you want to go, except for like literally right in front of the other team's spawn, which makes sense. Why would they allow you to be right in front of the spawn? That's dumb. So yeah, like the map restrictions, that's much better. The customization is obvious. There's not much to say about that. There's no customization in Battlefront 2, so that's stupid. The third thing is having a partner, which is a much better spawn system than the spawn wave, because consistently waiting 10 seconds is really the reason, not the reason, there's a ton of reasons why people rage quit after every single match of Battlefront 2, but like, waiting 10 seconds consistently is very frustrating. And just to lean into Battlefront 2, having no deaths, not showing the death amount is so dumb. And that was the only thing I had, like, starred, boxed, everything. Out of all these things written down, the worst thing is just, why would it not show you the, your team's death amount? That's so dumb. Like, the design of Battlefront 2 just makes no sense. I mean, but it looks good. Number 4, I have the balancing of heroes, and pretty much we all know Bosk is OP, but other than that, really every hero is pretty balanced, especially Walker Assault wise. Like, yeah, Dengar and Chewie are kind of the tanks, but they kind of offset each other because they're both tanks. And yeah, Chewie might be like the one who can really deal out the most damage, but the overall balancing between like Han and Leia and Greedo, they're all pretty similar. And then, of course, you have to strategize a little. Like, you can't just run up on Han's rapid fire with Greedo. The next thing is the variety of guns, because obviously Battlefront 2 only has 16 total guns. I mean, and if you want to count heroes, so that's dumb. Like, there's no like bow rifle. Like, there's obviously Krennic's gun, the DT-29. Which is a revolver. There is none of that. So anyway, racing for the hero pickup is always fun. I know that might be a controversial one, because I know a lot of people don't like the hero system, but I like it because I don't mind playing as infantry, and I actually enjoy playing as infantry in that game. And so when you get the hero pickup, it's just like a little extra, and it makes you want to be cautious with it. So you can't just spam heroes, run into the room and die, which for me, I can, because I don't really care about being infantry. I'm probably better with an infantry player than I am with the hero, only because you lose health to a lot of random things like strafing and random grenades and the AT-AT and the AT-ST. So, but racing for the hero pickup, when you see it, it's always fun running towards it and trying to be the first one to get it. And even on like the DLC maps, it's still fun trying to get it, even on like Death Star. There are way more game modes in Battlefront 1. So again, not much to say there. There's just way more game modes. And then the mixing of teams, like another reason why so many people back out of Battlefront 2 matches is because one team is just, you really only have to play with one other person. If you play with one other person, for example, like if I play with one other person, it's just the lobby will only make it 3-4 matches before there's only like 2 people left on the enemy team, because I'm gonna be first and the other person's gonna be second, or that person's gonna be first and I'm gonna be second, and we're gonna consistently dominate, and we're going to win every single defense match, and we're gonna win, you know, 90% of the attacking matches. There's some times where people will spam Wookiee Warriors and it's enough to get them the win, but it's not very often. And then the last one for like the great things about Battlefront 1 are traits. And they're obviously star cards in both games, but having like the bounty hunter trait and having escape artist and sharpshooter, the traits were just a really good idea, and I'm happy they're introduced into the game. So the bad things I have for Battlefront 1 is the lightsaber battles aren't too good. It's much better in Battlefront 2. EE3, Bodyguard, and Back to Bomb are always obvious choices. They're like the most easy, simple things to use. It's like they're like the Bodyguard is the best trait easily. EE3 is the best gun easily. And the Back to Bomb is the best star card easily. So like the combination of the 3, and then you add Adrenaline Stim or the Shield, which aren't problems in the game, but when you combine it with those other 3 things, it's disgusting. And then playing without a partner is really annoying. And then the roll in place is also pretty annoying. And then the last thing I have for the bad things in Battlefront 1 are the map order is always the same, which is the same thing in Battlefront 2. So I guess that's not really a problem in Battlefront 2 yet, because it takes you about 4 hours depending on how good the other team is of attacking. For me, it takes about 3.5 hours to go through the whole map rotation, because I never lose any defense matches, because you can just spawn trap. I don't know. I just don't like defending. It's pretty easy. So it takes me about 3.5 hours. If the team you're playing against is good, it can take a little bit longer. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say about Battlefront 1. I did start with Battlefront 1. I don't know how much you guys remember it or how much you play it, but obviously you should remember it if you're watching this video. And now on to Battlefront 2. The things that are improved that are not like as good in Battlefront 1 are, I don't fly a lot. I've played hours and hours and hours and hours on Battlefront 2, and I've never once played a Starfighter assault match. I probably have never played a fighter squadron match. I only play it when it's in the Bespin rotation and it's a good lobby and I don't want to leave. But I've heard the flying is much better. It's still not amazing, but I heard it's much improved from Battlefront 1. Something I don't pay too much attention to, but I know a lot of people do, are like the new eras. I know everybody wants Clone Wars content. I'm not somebody who, I want the seasons and like the one map I guess we're gonna get and the 2 heroes, but I'm not really pushing for it. I still, like, unless I get 200 kills in one match, or if I go on a 100 kill streak, obviously not including Palpatine or Boss, because again, they're both easy to get 100 kills with. But like, until I get 100 kills with Darth Maul, I'm never going to be like, man, I need General Grievous, man, I need General Grievous. Like, I'm fine picking Maul and Rey, and I use way more Imperial heroes than I do the Resistance side and like the Rebel side, but that's just because I don't really, like, I still play a lot of Battlefront 1, so if I'm going to use Han or Lando, and the only 2 heroes I don't have unlocked are Palpatine and Leia, because they're OP. So if I'm going to use Han or Lando, I'll just play Battlefront 1. But yeah, I know a lot of people want the new eras. The battle point concept, not battle points as a whole, that was a fail, because you can just get an LAAT and you can shoot the MTT. You can just fly around and killing other AI bots in the air. There's so many ways to abuse the battle point system, just like supercharging the objective. There's so many ways you can cheat your way into battle points, but the concept of it was pretty good. I know the campaign flopped, but I guess a bad campaign is better than no campaign at all. Showing the next map is cool. I mean, obviously Battlefront 1 has been out way longer than Battlefront 2, so at this point I memorized the maps order. Specifically in Heroes vs. Villains and Walker Assault, I memorize it. But showing the next map allows you to adjust accordingly and prepare your guns and whatever you want to switch up. And then the lightsaber combat is improved in Battlefront 2. So this is the juicy part of the video. All the bad things in Battlefront 2. This is where I have the most things written down.